Katie, why do you ultimately decide to leave?
I just felt like I needed a switch. I felt like a lot of stuff in Golden State had reared its head, and I felt like that was just going to be the end no matter what, especially for that group.
With the Golden State Warriors returning to the finals, many questions about Kevin Durant have been asked, like why did he leave the Golden State Warriors? And then there were questions of him underachieving with the Brooklyn Nets.
Brown on the baseline. Instead, it's Durant with the shot clock winding down. Durant lines it up. Durant! Splash!
Now the Warriors have won the NBA Finals for the first time since 2019. Without Kevin Durant, they shined up to the championship level. The veteran superstar, who's now spent 3 seasons as the leader of the Brooklyn Nets, left Golden State in free agency following its finals loss to the Toronto Raptors. The new Golden State Warriors, still featuring the trio of Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green, were almost certain they'd make it to the NBA Finals for the 6th time in 8 seasons. Well, they did. With the leadership of the all-time great Stephen Curry, they touched the sky one more time.
And that'll do it. It's over. The Golden State Warriors return to a familiar place. They're on top of the NBA world. The 4th title in 8 years. The Dubs dynasty is still very much alive.
I believe it was a mistake. You should never criticize someone for wanting to try something new, particularly someone like KD. But it's been a low-key train wreck, ex-NBA forward Matt Barnes said on an episode of The Zach Gelb Show. KD has definitely done his part and performed hard every time he walks on the floor, but his teammates weren't able to bear the weight of the task. He returned and resumed playing as if he had never torn his Achilles. According to him, they haven't seen the Brooklyn team they initially thought they would see, so he was sure there are probably days when Kevin Durant regrets leaving. Damn, if I would have stayed, we'd probably have 4 or 5 rings by now, he said. Further, he stated that he could never blame somebody for wanting to explore other options since they only have one career, so they want to make the most of it. There was no mistaking who was the best player on the team when he was there, Matt Barnes added. There have been many reactions from the Warriors fans. Some said they replaced Durant with Wiggins, and the team is stronger than ever. They mocked him for leaving the Warriors and joining the Nets, but Durant could not hold back. As he has stated in the past, Durant has no regrets about leaving the Warriors, and he chose the Nets to establish his legacy. His altercation with Draymond Green wasn't the cause of his departure from the Warriors, and he still gets along well with every member of the team. Wiggins is a great player and a fantastic match for the Warriors system. The Warriors needed someone who is a top-tier athletic defender, can make threes, and can develop his own shot, just like Wiggins. However, claiming that he took Durant's place might be a bit much. The final 3 years of one of the most amazing dynastic runs in NBA history occurred during the 3 years that Kevin Durant wore a Golden State jersey, from 2016 to 2019. He made NBA Finals every season with the Warriors from 2016 to 2019, won 2 titles and Finals MVPs. The Warriors couldn't be defeated. Before Durant arrived, they were already there, but after he signed his contract, nothing could stop them. During Durant's first 2 seasons, Golden State won 2 championships. They attempted to make it 3 in a row in their 3rd season but failed. After missing the opportunity to win a 3rd consecutive championship with Golden State, Durant left the team in 2019. The Warriors wanted to re-sign Durant and were prepared to pay the luxury tax to do so, but Durant decided to sign with the Nets, and Kyrie Irving joined him as well.
Spin hit. A robust move down court. Durant! Wow!
Many people will point to Durant's lower leg injury during the 2019 playoffs as the reason why the Warriors lost to the Raptors, and it is most likely true. However, according to Draymond Green, there might have been more going on. In an episode of Bleacher Report Chips that aired in August 2021, Green said to Durant, "In my view, after year 2, you were over it. We had the chance to make it 3 in a row, but you had moved on to the next thing. And in my opinion, the only thing that drew you back in year 3 was the chance to make it 3 in a row, but it didn't feel right to you any longer." Durant is aware of the reasons for this perception of his final season with Golden State. He was a happy-go-lucky guy before moving to the Bay Area. He had a big dream, but wasn't sure how to get there. Kevin Durant told Green that he locked onto his role with so much intensity and commitment in order not to mess around every day. You've seen it. From exercises to practices, shoot-arounds, and films, it caused others to stare at me from the outside and ask, "Hold on, is he enjoying this?" I don't want to be anywhere else in life when I plunge into anything with that much intensity. That's the most enjoyable experience I've ever had after that first one. 3 years down the line, that move doesn't seem to have worked out. After missing the first year because of injury, Durant and the Nets lost to the Bucks and the Celtics in the playoffs for the following 2 years. Durant has won one playoff series as a member of the Nets since joining the team in 2019. You can imagine how tough it has been for him and the pressure in knowing how well he performed at the Warriors for the 3 years he was there.
And here comes Bruce Brown. Now Durant, the hesitation, and he'll jackhammer it in.
How about the little crossover on Tobias Harris? Wow.
In the playoffs, Stephen Curry won the Bill Russell NBA Finals Most Valuable Player award. The 34-year-old scored 34 points in Golden State's 103-90 triumph over Boston in Game 6 of the NBA Finals to capture this best-of-7 series 4-2. Before finally winning his first NBA Finals MVP, Curry scored 3,750 points in his career in the postseason. The only player to produce more in the postseason before winning Finals MVP was Kobe Bryant, with 4,381 points. The top 3 positions of this final iteration of the 2022 race to the Finals MVP ladder are held by Stephen Curry, Andrew Wiggins, and Klay Thompson. After 4 of the 6 games in this series, the Warriors' point guard retained the top spot on the Finals MVP ladder, while Al Horford and Jaylen Brown each held it for 1 game. For the game, Golden State rang up 23 points off 20 Boston turnovers as Wiggins gobbled up a game-high 4 steals, with Gary Payton II chipping in 3, followed by Draymond Green, Thompson, and Curry. Interestingly, before the club's Game 6 output over the first 5 contests alone, it had scored more points off turnovers than any Finals team since 1992. When Curry was asked what it means to be a Finals MVP, he said, "Forget that question. How do you start with that question? This one hits different for sure, just knowing what the last 3 years have meant, what it's been like from injuries to changing of the guard in the rosters, Wiggs coming through, our young guys carrying the belief we could get back to this stage and win, even if it didn't make sense to anybody when we said it. All that stuff matters." When Durant played with the Warriors, that team was unstoppable. They were the greatest collection of talent ever assembled, and the only way they lost was to injuries to star players. If Durant didn't leave the Warriors, they could have dominated the league for another few years, or at least entertaining their fans for some more years. But all in all, the Golden State Warriors are untouchable at the moment. If they still have the drive and kind of game they showed in this last season, then they're the team to watch. And if Stephen Curry is still going to be part of Golden State for the next 2 to 3 years, then we're still here for a show. Leave alone the fact that he's somehow losing focus and energy due to his age. That name alone is a win. It's only a matter of.
Sixers lead back to 12. Durant.
KD doing damage from the perimeter.